Arwe Legate. 2 senators have arrived from Rome to see you. They await you at your tent.
Arwe Legate.
I have an idea for improving morale among the Legionari. We could establish a small bath here in camp.
You are back in men's clothes.
It makes some things a lot easier.
I saw you wearing dress in Rome. You are beautiful. Shame to hide it.
I thought you, of all people, would understand.
Why?
Your customs. Women are no different from men among your people, are they?
I would not say it like that. It is all right to wear fine dress and jewelry sometimes, and fight other times.
I see. Well, not among Romans. It's either or to us.
Arwe?
You are friend to Legatus. You could wear dress if you wanted.
I don't want to.
Ah, well, that is a much better reason. Hey, what do you need?
We have taken Nazamenes. A legion of Berbers is mine to command.
2 legions, huh? You are moving up in the world. Will make some people back in Rome very unhappy, I'm sure. Still, you think 2 legions is match for Egypt?
If Egypt was led by a wise pharaoh, maybe not. But fortunately for us, they are ruled by an idiot.
Then we will win simply by not being idiots. You may be right.
How are you holding up?
With Nazamenes on our side, we are much more powerful.
I don't think Nazamones is on our side. I'd watch out for Lunya. She turned out to be unusually helpful. This kind of help usually comes with a price. Let's make sure it's one we'll be willing to pay.
Come, let us talk.
We have conquered Nazamenes. Now it's time to march for Egypt.
It will not be easy. I have fought Egyptian gladiators in the past. They can be ruthless and cunning. Their people are not fractured into tribes like those of Nazamenes. To defeat them, we must first divide them.
How can I help you?
Nazamenes is ours again. Nothing stands between us and Egypt now.
Except the armies of a pharaoh. He may play the fool, but I wouldn't underestimate a man who rules such an ancient and powerful nation. Egyptians have a strong sense of loyalty to their leader. Many armies tried to conquer Alexandria and failed. Let us not add another one to that list.
Dominate.
With the addition of African troops, our ranks should swell.
I think creating a new legion from African troops was the correct strategic decision. However, you should start considering the political implications.
Indeed, my opponents can use this against me in Rome.
The legionary themselves will not cause problems. The need for foreign legion will be strongly contested, and the way you have created it. We should be ready to defend this move in the Senate.
At your service.
Arwe, Legate.
Legate, thank you for meeting us.
Of course, Senator. To what do we owe the honor?
We're here to see how your war is going.
Don't worry. The Fetiales have declared bellum, justum, et pium as expected. Your war against Egypt is legitimate.
I admit it disturbs me that such matters should be up to a bunch of priests.
It is not up to the priests. It is up to the gods. The Fetiales merely proclaim the divine will.
You are a very pious man, Cato. But I agree with the Legate in this case. Your camp is in good shape. A heartening sight. It makes me ache to resume command once more.
It is a matter of honoring the legacy of Lucullus for me.
Rest assured, he would have been proud of you.
The circumstances of his passing ignited this war. It is unfortunate for all of us.
Don't be so certain. But tell me about your African legion.
They're an unfortunate necessity. I would much rather have brought more Romans, but here we are.
You should be glad you have even one legion, considering you are only a legatus and not even a senator.
Do you believe your new legion is a match for Legio Victrix?
Perhaps not, but we will get them caught up soon.
One would hope so. It is audacious to take on the armies of Egypt with one Roman legion and one auxiliary.
Will the Senate sponsor more legions to join our war?
He's got you there, Pompeius.
You are correct, of course. Rome will not send you more troops, as you are not a consul. But you already command the equal of a consular army. You must make do with what you have.
Anyway, it's good to see your war goes well. We should continue our inspections.
That's right. I'm sure you have much to see to yourself, Legate. Good day to you.
Good day.
We spent the next few months solidifying the borders of Nesamenes against Egypt. I awoke in the night to a vague sense of unease. As I sat up in my bed, faint memories of an unsettling dream receded into the depths of my mind. Despite the gloom, I saw delicate fingers untie the bindings that held the tent's flaps closed. Then, a cloaked figure slid through the flaps into my tent. The figure lowered his hood, then held out his hands, palms facing me, a gesture of peace or even surrender. Wherever you are, you had best have a good reason for coming to me like this. The man made a valiant attempt to communicate in Latin, but he's quite poor at it, so introductions took a while. I gather that his name is Aineni, and he's a loyalist of Cleopatra currently serving in the Pharaoh's army. A Cleopatra loyalist in the Pharaoh's army could be valuable. What do you propose? Aineni's people have been grossly mistreated by the Pharaoh, and he claims he was pressed into service against his will. He wants to serve his queen instead, with his life if needed. He explained that I should signal him during battle if things looked grim. Then he would turn against his masters and strike down the enemy general. You would certainly forfeit your life to do such a thing. And then he struggles to express his feelings on the matter, but I get his meaning. He will give his life for his queen if necessary. The would-be assassin thanked me for my time and left the tent as quietly as he came. I assured myself that the cloaked Egyptian is well outside the camp before returning to my tent. Sleep evaded me for some time after this unexpected encounter, but eventually I did drift away into a mostly restful slumber.
Which formation shall we use? Battle is joined. How shall we proceed? Enemy equites are charging our formation! Hail Mars! The day is out! Instate hostibus! Eos persequimini!
This leg of my journey had brought me through a series of twisting passages between sand-swept crags. It's been difficult to keep track of directions, but at least the crags have offered some much-needed shade. As I finally leave the crags, exiting at the top of a long, slow, sandy decline, a vast expanse of empty desert stretched before me. In the middle distance, a plume of white smoke rose lazily from some sort of settlement. That became my target as I set forth down the hill. The settlement turned out to be a solitary farm within a tiny oasis, accommodating a small family that came out to greet me, understandably wary of unannounced, well-armed visitors. As soon as my eyes settle on the father of the family, I see him for what he is, a warrior. There's more to you than meets the eye. What are you doing here so far from civilization? The man is reluctant to speak, but when I push a little and offer him some wine, he does open up. He was a great leader of warriors once who fought against the Roman authority, but he retired a few years ago when Lucullus came to these lands. The proconsul made peace with his tribe, and he felt that he was no longer needed. You could use a man like you. Join my African legion. Train my men. He gives this some honest consideration, even drawing aside to confer with his family. When he returns, his expression is difficult to read. He says that he will need 2 things before he accepts this commission. First, I must pay 500 denarii to his family, around 2 years' worth of a legionaria's salary. Second, I or one of my people must defeat him in single combat. I must prove the skill and discipline of my warriors before he will agree to train my new legion. I accept your terms. It's difficult to tell if he's surprised when I count out exorbitant sum for him. He passed it on immediately to his wife, then turned to face me again. Who would demonstrate the prowess of my army? One of my closest companions will fight you. From the way the warrior moves as he drew his weapon and beckons Bestio a little away from his home for the duel, I could tell he carries years, perhaps decades of combat experience with him. And yet the duel is over in less than a minute. Bestio reads him like an open book, parries his initial expert flurry, stepped inside his guard and headbutt him. The old warrior is out like a candle in the sandstorm. Horrified, the warrior's wife rushed over to check on her husband and brought him back to consciousness to his feet. The man looked very dazed, but he chuckled. I've impressed him a great deal. Clutching his still bleeding nose, he returned to me and shook my hand to confirm my agreement. He will seek out the camp of Legio Afrorum to train them.
I cannot stand this armor. It feels like I'm being cooked alive.
When it saves you from a blow that would have gutted you, you'll change your tune. You drink too much water.
And you don't drink enough. It's bad for you.
I'm preserving our resources.
And I'm preserving my strength.
So, which god do you pray to? We don't pray, Roman. Our ancestors watch over us.
You think your grandfather's a god now?
My grandfather is still my grandfather. He is wise, even in death.
My gladius just feels weird. I feel like it's not sharp enough.
Maybe it's sharp, but you're tired.
Or maybe the blacksmith is getting sloppy.
I completed my inspection of the Berber Legion. For the time being, it was passable, and they would be successful in defending Jallo.
How should we position the troops? Consist, our legion has engaged the enemy. Let's get one of our maniples in the back to fight! The battle is won! Sinite milites exultare.
With our affairs in order, we began to press forward into Egyptian territory. vultures circled ahead. Few among my Praetorians called it a bad omen. Only the dead attract these birds. The dead can't harm us, though. Could they? My contemplations were interrupted by the voice of a child emanating from the same direction. He seemed to be in distress.
Beware the spirits of the desert, Legate. They often lure unsuspecting travelers to feed on their blood.
Nonsense. The child obviously needs help. As I approached the site, I clearly saw the crying child sitting amidst several corpses. It looked like there was a battle here recently, and this boy miraculously survived. He seemed to be holding something shiny in his hand, and he is reaching out towards us with the other. I barely reached the child when I noticed that none of the people around him were actually dead. Acting on instinct, I snatched a jewel from the child's hand and drew my weapon just in time to defend myself as the corpses jumped to their feet and attacked.
I'm covering this angle! Fight until there is no blood left to spill! I'll shoot as soon as I see the enemy! Cross that line, and I will send you to the underworld. Follow me for the Pharaoh.
Only one remains. This was easy.
Run for your life!
Salvete, Legionari. What did you break today?
Found this strange Egyptian blade with golden inlays. Do you know how to reforge it?
It's exquisite, isn't it? I don't think this is gold, but... Sorry, I have no idea what to do with this. I've heard there's a master smith in Memphis. Perhaps if you take it there and show it to him, he'll know what to do with it.
Away.
I have bad news. Our Legion standard was stolen.
Who stole it?
The enemy. They're trying to demoralize and humiliate our warriors.
I meant more specifically. But how could anyone steal our Legion standard?
I have to admit, above all, it's humiliating for me. Those who were on guard at the time have received their due punishment, of course. That still doesn't change the fact that our standard's being held hostage by a group of lowly barbarians.
So what? We can always commission another.
The Legion standard is not just a simple ornament. It's a symbol of our honor. Only a fool would let it be captured by the enemy.
Your words, not mine.
Please, do not rub salt on my wound.
I'll put one of my closest companions on this.
Thank you. We already know where they're hiding, so it's just a matter of getting to them and retrieving the standard.
Didn't see that coming, huh?
I'm covering this area! The enemy! Let us stop them together! We are the messengers of Montu, and we bring death! prepared to fight them here?
Take my hand. It's not your time to die.
Attention! Fight!
The soldiers at Benji or Oasis had already scattered in advance.
I think the locals are gearing up and getting ready to attack us. Our scouts have seen small caravans headed to a stockpile. Weapons, most likely. Let us burn it all to the ground before they can stage more attacks.
More attacks?
They've been staging raids and disrupting our supply lines. Nothing too serious for now, but this kind of thing's been happening more and more often.
Who keeps supplying them with weapons?
Short answer? We don't know. I personally think these weapons were an old stockpile, previously hidden from us. Sextus thinks they're Roman-made, which doesn't make any sense, does it?
What kind of resistance do you expect?
Given it's a weapons cache, I expect our opposition to be well armed. As to the size of their force, though, your guess is as good as mine.
Will be taken care of.
Their stockpile should be our priority. I don't think they will resist too much once their precious weapons are already lost. Our way, Legate.
Good day.
The bigger they are, the faster they fall.
If you see the enemy, duck and I will shoot.
Medicate! Are you all right? Came from.
Oh, was that as painful as it looked?
Is watching us. Show them how you fight. Catch the enemy. Not while you...
grumpy mutterings of my Praetorians encouraged me to stop and rest for the night on a small plateau beneath a dramatic rock arch. Sentinels built a campfire while others were tending to their business. Emerging from the bushes, an old man strolled into our camp. He greeted me with a warm smile and sat down by the fire, beckoning the Praetorians to come closer. He didn't speak our language, or perhaps he couldn't speak at all. From a satchel across his shoulder, he produced a flute and started playing a tune that was nigh magical in its beauty. One by one, our people drifted towards the campfire.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
It's a beautiful melody.
It's deeply suspicious, that's what this is. Better to err on the side of caution and kick this man out of our camp.
You're right. This is not the time to get distracted. Order everyone back to their stations. I'll send this old man on his way.
Stick to the plan. We will push them out together.
It's a trap. Brace yourselves. Here they come.
By the D-Rye, how I hate to be right sometimes.
Now do it again.
Your hand, old man.
Asclepius guides my hand. He who knows how to heal naturally knows how to kill.
Was that as painful as it looked?
It's all right. You're going to live. at the end of this, it seems.
Randakai. Wait, what is this? Legate! This man has a tattoo in Roman numerals. It reads 17.
Don't really know what they're trying to do, but this looks suspicious indeed. Search them. Let's find out what we're dealing with.
One of them fled and left behind this helmet. It's Roman. But why would Romans debase themselves like this?
I intend to find out. We need to find Sextus. Perhaps he can enlighten us. Let's leave at once.
Good idea. Chances are this helmet has been past his smithy at one time or another.
The men are awaiting your orders. 'Tis to the battle is joined. How shall we proceed? The enemy line is breaking! We are victorious! Finite milites exultare.
The Romans are here! Enough talk! It is time for you to join your ancestors!
The Romans have joined you! Betrayers! You have turned your backs on the Queen!
Pray to your false queen for protection. You will see how little she cares for you.
Lunya's warriors sure are eager, aren't they? I guess we're doing this.
monster. There's no destiny. There's no hope. Push them out together.
At last, we're nearly done.
There's Lunya. Not exactly right on time.
I see it's taken care of.
And we're talking about a false queen.
Do not feign ignorance, Legate. They're talking about Cleopatra, of course. She's your ally only until she can accomplish her goals. She will never let Egypt be part of Rome, but she will certainly conquer Nezamenes eventually. I cannot let that happen.
I do not appreciate being manipulated like this.
I apologize if that's of any worth to you. Now you know she has her own loyal servants operating under your nose, though. Such things need to be seen to be believed. Cleopatra is too dangerous to be left alive. Right now, she's of use to both of us. But when the time comes, she needs to be eliminated. Don't think of it as my betrayal. Think of it as my favor.
I will act as if this conversation never happened. Think of that as my favor.
I understand. Hopefully, so will you, before it is too late. Please, take my spear as thanks for your help. It is considered a magical weapon among my people, and it will bring you great respect as long as you walk among us. Wale.